Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Samuel Lee with Campaign Life Missouri to testify in favor of Senate Bill 519. Mr. Chairman, got written testimony which I hope has been distributed, and certainly I'm not going to read from that, but we'll just highlight a couple of points. First of all, studies have shown that waiting periods before an abortion do have a health benefit for women. One study from 2012 from Stanford University found that women who obtain abortions in states that do have a waiting period have 21% fewer complications than women who get abortions in states without a waiting period. Another study in 2006 found that adoption of mandatory waiting periods reduces female suicide rates anywhere between 10 and 30%. And the authors suggest that it would appear as though waiting periods and the counseling that accompanies that include a more reasoned approach to the abortion decision, avoiding rash decisions on the part of the pregnant woman. Better decision-making processes presumably lead to fewer regrets later on, lowering the incidence of depression and ultimately suicide. Secondly, looking to other countries, especially some Western European countries that have 3-day or longer waiting periods, studies show that their abortion rates are half or less than half than they are in the United States. And again, it's on here, Germany that has a 3-day waiting period with counseling afterwards, the Netherlands with 5 days in counseling, Belgium with 6 days in counseling. In all those cases, their abortion rates are half or less than the United States overall. And then lastly, in terms of how the general public believes or feels about waiting periods, a recent study poll this month found that 79% of Americans support a waiting period before an abortion. And specifically regarding the 72-hour waiting period, a poll, a Rasmussen poll in 2011, found that 65% of Americans support a 3-day waiting period and counseling before an abortion, and 65% believe a waiting period and counseling are somewhat likely or very likely to reduce the number of abortions. And I think that sense by the American people is borne out, again, by looking at those Western European countries that have much lower abortion rates.
Any questions for this witness? Senator.
Thanks, Sam. And so just to boil this down, you're saying that the 3-day period generally has historically meant fewer abortions.
That's what it appears from other countries that have.
If you do want more abortions, you don't want a 72-hour waiting list.
That would be correct, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions? Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, that handout, the other handout that you got is from Cheryl Barrett from the Pregnancy Care Center. I don't think she mentioned that, but I think it lists the services that the Pregnancy Care Center in Springfield provides.
We have distributed that.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll now move back to opposition. Next.